I had a chip on my shoulder. Some bad experiences in my youth had left me quite bitter and untrusting of humanity in general. And since I was always complaining, people didn't take to me readily. As far as religion was concerned, I felt it was a crutch for the weak. I was intensely proud of my own abilities, and I simply didn't care whether God existed or not. Then a new secretary came to work at our office. A happy, cheerful, outgoing individual. She was everything I wasn't. She had some inner strength, and something very special radiated from her, as if from a light. She was a Latter-day Saint. I wondered if her religion could somehow be related to the something special about her. She didn't talk much about religion to me because, as I learned later, she never in her wildest imaginings thought I would join the church. But what little she did say about her beliefs intrigued me. I would conduct my own investigation, I decided. Priding myself on logical thinking and objective research, I went to the public library and checked out 4 books on the Mormons, 2 for and 2 against. I wanted to be sure to get both sides of the story. But as I began to read, something strange happened. All the things I hadn't been able to accept about religion were not a part of LDS teachings. Also, while there were new concepts and doctrines, these seemed true, vaguely familiar. To my dismay, I began to feel I could accept this Mormon philosophy. A lot was said about the Book of Mormon, but most of it was either in defense of the book or attacking its origin. One author said it was a very peculiar book, because people who read it either felt it was the basest, most obvious kind of a fraud, or else it was divinely inspired. I decided to read the book for myself to see what was so peculiar about it. As I began to read, something else began to happen. I had some experiences I didn't understand, but I felt good about them. Later, I realized the Holy Ghost was testifying to me of the truthfulness of what I was reading. I read on until I came to Alma 32, a very special chapter for me. But behold, if you awake and arouse your faculties, even to an experiment upon my words. Well, I love experiments. They give you first-hand knowledge, something really tangible. And exercise a particle of faith. Not a whole lot of faith, just a little particle. Yea, even if ye can no more than desire to believe, let this desire work in you, even until ye believe in a manner that ye can give place for a portion of my words. In spite of everything I felt in the life I led, I really wanted to believe. Well, I finished the Book of Mormon, and I knew I wanted a copy of my own. I phoned the missionaries, and they were more than happy to come out and talk to me. Then I had to make a decision. I had a testimony, but it was very weak. I didn't know if it would sustain me, but I decided to take Alma at his word and try his experiment. After I began to keep the word of wisdom, pay tithing, and grow in the gospel, people began telling me things I've never been told before. How happy I seemed all the time, how friendly I was becoming, how people liked me and how they respected me. It seemed as though everyone was my friend, and I began to grow in ways I never thought possible. My growth has not been without trial and frustration, but I know the gospel changes lives, and if we will strive to live its principles, our Father in heaven will bless us abundantly.
These seeds will grow in any good soil. We are the soil. Our choices determine the kind of soil we are. This soil is fertile enough, but no care was taken to keep it free from the wild things that grow here naturally.